Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome to Video Holocaust. Now, it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video here on YouTube, so I thought I'd remedy that by taking a look at something that takes pride of place in my collection. My assortment of Hong Kong Legends DVDs. Now, if you'd like to know more about the Hong Kong Legends label, I will be going into it more depth in a future video, but for now I thought we'd take a look at what I have. And I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet, so not take too long looking at each and every single video. But yes, we have Jackie Chan in The Young Master, a film he's often cited as one of his personal favourites. The first movie he made for Golden Harvest, and it has some of his best moments in it. Definitely worth tracking down a copy. We have Michelle Yeoh, who I believe is dating Mr. Formula One, Bernie Ecclestone. And we have Cynthia Rothrock in Police Assassins, a D&B film, which involved Sammo Hung. He was the brains behind this one, a classic film. Came out before the Girls of the Guns genre, but definitely fantastic. And we have a John Woo film. A John Woo film which most people have never heard of, and that might be down to the fact that Sammo Hung wasn't in it, but still one of his better movies. And we go from one of his better movies to one of his more lightweight. This one does star this one does star Chow Yun-fat. Also stars this guy from A Chinese Ghost Story. What was his name? Leslie Chung? Yep, Leslie Chung, a cantopop idol. Sadly passed away. And we have arguably one of Jackie Chan's best ever movies, Police Story. This film would go on to spawn numerous sequels and imitators, but the original and best. Check it out. There we go to Police Story 2. This film followed the original 2 years after the original. It is a stunning piece of work, but the ending, unlike the first film which had a fantastic martial arts end sequence, this one goes for the big bang with lots of explosions. However, the fight scene at the children's playground has to be seen to be believed. And another copy of Police Story for some reason. And when most people think of Hong Kong action cinema, they think of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and why do I keep forgetting his name? Chow Yun-fat. But for me, since the mid-90s, I've been a massive fan of this fella, Donnie Yen. His career has been up and down over the years, but it's certainly on a high now since he starred in 2008's Hitman. But this is one of his early classics, directed by frequent collaborator, director Yuen Woo-ping. Most famous today for choreographing the fight scenes in The Matrix and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And another double. Here we have My Lucky Stars. Now, one of the most successful Hong Kong movies of the early 1980s wasn't a Jackie Chan film. It wasn't even a martial arts film. It was a crime comedy caper called Aces Go Places, which had a profound effect and influence over the entire Hong Kong film industry, directly inspiring the My Lucky Stars series. Now, although Jackie Chan is prominent on this cover and every release of this movie, from VHS, Laserdisc and so forth, it is actually a Sammo Hung film in which Jackie Chan just makes an extended cameo in. There's 3 movies: Winners and Sinners, My Lucky Stars, and Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Well, actually, there's a lot more than that, but those are the 3 that most people know. And we have this pirate copy of a movie I've actually already reviewed, In the Line of Duty 4, released here as just simply In the Line of Duty, which stars Donnie Yen and Cynthia Khan. Great movie. I love it. One of my personal favourites. Ooh, and speaking of personal favourites, the best display of Wing Chun in a martial arts movie would have to be Hitman. The second best movie would have to be this one, The Prodigal Son. The fact that both of them have their fight scenes choreographed by the same man is testament to his greatness, and that of course is Sammo Hung. That's Yuen Biu on the cover, and one of his early starring roles, and Golden Harvest was trying to make him a big star in his own right to rival Jackie Chan. This movie stars, oh god, I can't remember his name. It will come to me in a moment. Actually, is it listed down here? Lam Ching Ying. A fantastic actor, sadly passed away a few years back, but that is a great movie, The Prodigal Son. And we have the movie that cemented Jackie Chan's status as the greatest martial arts movie star since Bruce Lee. We have Drunken Master, unsurpassed, the definitive martial arts movie. I cannot disagree with that. Fantastic. And when you consider this was all done old school, wires, no CGI back in them days, this is a stunning movie. If you haven't seen this already, check it out. It does have a sequel, Drunken Master 2 from 1994, which is well worth a look. And we go to another classic Jackie Chan film. Yes, folks, in the 1980s, Jackie Chan was the king. This is Project A. This is actually Project A Part 2. Now, there was a rumour circulating, I don't know how much truth there is in it, but the Emperor Hirohito of Japan, was such a big fan of the first Project A movie that he asked Jackie to do a sequel, and Jackie obliged with this movie. You could debate all day long whether this movie is as good as the first. Me personally, I think it is definitely up there. It's definitely as good as the first. Whether it's better, I doubt that very much. And we go to another Chow Yun-fat movie. I finally get to pronounce his name right. The Postman Fights Back. As you can see, there's a sealed copy, which probably lets you know that I haven't actually seen this movie. So that's something I'll be doing once this video is finished. As I said, Jackie Chan dominated the 80s, and he dominated in every sense. He wrote, or co-wrote, produced, directed, starred in all his own movies. However, by the early 90s, he was looking for a change in his image, and he was working with other prominent directors, trying to pretty much stay relevant, similar to what he's trying to do today with his American career. And this is, I forget who directed this now. It is directed by Kirk Kwong. But this is a very interesting movie. Less of the comedic elements, a more dramatic movie. Not one of his most well-known, but definitely worth checking out if you're a fan. And here is the movie that turned Jackie Chan from an obscure nobody, essentially, into the movie star icon we all know today. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. Done by the same team by Drunken Master, and I think this one was done less than a year before it. This is an excellent movie, some fantastic fight scenes. And I will go on record and say I actually think this, arguably, it could even be better than Drunken Master. Now, this movie is from 1986, I think. It's Jackie Chan's attempt to do a more dramatic turn, co-starring and directed by Sammo Hung. Like most of Jackie's movies, there are lots of rumours circling about. One rumour suggests that upon the initial release of this film, audience reaction was so bad that he went back and shot a number of fight sequences which they could shoehorn into the film to appease his legion of fans. Again, I don't know how much truth there are in a lot of these rumours, but you know, it's always interesting to hear these kind of things. We have Zoo Warriors. This is a I think it's a it's a Sue Hawk movie, with appearances by Yun View, Sammo Hung, and an early appearance by Moon Lee. That is Bridget Lin on the cover. A sequel would follow in the 90s. We have A Chinese Ghost Story 2. Leslie Chung, who appeared in many classic Hong Kong movies, is in this. He was in Your Better Tomorrow 1 and 2. He was in, oh Christ, he was in loads of them. Definitely one of Jackie Chan's betters, and personally one of my personal favourite films. This is the movie where he came closest to death on. Watch the opening of the movie. He has short hair, and about 10 minutes in, his hair is his usual length. It's because he spent so many months in hospital recovering from a fall from a tree. Another Jackie Chan film. This is the last official film which starred the three dragons, Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yun View, together in starring roles. This film wasn't liked on its initial release, despite being a big budget, big hit. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was one of the best movies they made. For some reason, I don't know what it is, when Sammo directs Jackie Chan, I feel Jackie Chan actually ups his game. The chances of the three of them appearing in anything substantial in the near future is looking less likely, which makes Dragons Forever very sadly the last time we'll see them at their very best. Don't know if this is technically a Hong Kong Legends film. I think this film came out after Hong Kong Legends label collapsed. But it's got Hong Kong Legends on the back, so we're going to look at it anyway. This is another Suhark movie, a more recent one, starring Donnie Yen and a number of others whose names escape me. Brilliant film. If you haven't seen it, watch that movie. This is one of the few films, like I said, in the 90s, Jackie Chan was working with a lot of other directors. This is a movie he did with Wong Jing, who was very, very successful at that point. Now, this is the only film that I'm aware of where Jackie Chan has actually distanced himself from and said the final product is terrible and he doesn't like it. He'd like this film to disappear, but it's very liberal with its source material. It's based on a Japanese manga. It's not terrible, actually. I have to be honest. It's not the typical Jackie Chan style of humour. I can see why he doesn't like it. Well, it's not a terrible movie. We've got another sealed copy, but I have seen this one. This stars the living legend that is Anthony Wong, along with no relation. I think that's Michael Wong. This is Beast Cops. In the 90s, there was a switch of genres. Out went the martial art movies, and in came the sort of more realistic action movies. And this is a brilliant movie. And this one isn't. This is from the early 2000s. This is Purple Storm. You had a new wave of cantopop idols, all of them vying for roles in movies. I don't actually remember this one. It's been a while since I've seen this. But I remember thinking to myself, that isn't great. We'll leave it at that. This one I haven't seen. This, I think, might be part of a subgenre of Hong Kong cinema, which was known as Category 3, which basically means 18 rated or X-rated movies. Basically, it was, not pornography, but a bit titillation in it, for lack of a better term. As well as action sequences and that, and usually copious amounts of blood and gore. Like I said, I don't know if I can't remember if I've seen this one. That'll tell you how much. The most famous film to come from that sort of genre would have been Naked Killer. Dum 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 dum. Do I need to say anything? The first Bruce Lee movie, The Big Boss. Let me just rest that there a moment. The Big Boss. Now, these Hong Kong Legend releases, they're all remastered, they're all tons and tons of extras, audio commentaries from the likes of Bay Logan running as well. In the UK, the Bruce Lee movies were widely available, however they were heavily edited. All nunchaku scenes were removed without exception. And obviously poorly dubbed. So these Hong Kong Legend releases, here we have Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon. These were godsends to die-hard action movie and Hong Kong film fans such as myself. Now here's something interesting. This is Bruce Lee's, or technically Bruce Lee's Game of Death. Now he was recording this in 1973, just before his untimely passing. But this movie was released in 1978. It's what he had finished recording in the early 70s. And basically Golden Harvest, along with some Sammo Hung, I think Yung Biu did some body dubbing for Bruce Lee in this. This is a truly grotesque movie. It's part, well, I don't know if, well, Bruce Lee imitations were pretty much dying out, but they were still knocking about, and yeah, this could be part of them. It's a Game of Death, and then we have Game of Death 2. That's right. They weren't shy about milking the others of Bruce Lee. And we have another one. This is another one from the early 2000s. This one's actually pretty good. 2000 AD. Don't ask me to tell you much about it, as I don't remember. We have a classic. Although he had been knocking around the film industry since I think since the mid-80s. It wasn't until the early 90s and his partnership with, who was it, Suhawk, that Jet Li would come to, well, on the back of this film, superstardom. This is Once Upon a Time in China, a film that would have at least 6 sequels. Hong Kong, 1941. This movie, this movie comes from the early 80s, so this is before his partnership with John Woo, but it just goes to show that he was always a great actor, a great charismatic actor. This is a surprisingly effective war film about the Japanese invasion of China. What's this? Story of Ricky. I haven't actually watched this Hong Kong Legends release. I owned a very grainy dubbed copy on VHS, but from what I remember, there was a lot of wacky effects in this kind of movie. It is based on a Japanese manga, but they're very liberal with the oh, who was in this again? She credited even. Oh, what was her name? Oh, it'll come to me. Oh, here we have Full Contact. Now, in the West, the partnership between John Woo and Chow Yun-fat is legendary. However, he also had a series of movies he made in Hong Kong with Ringo Lam, and this is one of them, Full Contact. This is an odd movie. I won't lie to you. This is a very, very odd movie. It's good. No, I'll go better than that. It's a great movie, but has to be seen to be believed. John Woo, Chow Yun-fat, The Killer. That's all I need to say. One of the greatest movies to come out of Hong Kong. And we have Millionaires Express. Now, I've always said, until I'm blue in the face, I've always said that as much as I idolize Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung is the better filmmaker, and this movie proves it. He was in complete control at this time. He was at the height of his powers. Millionaires Express, often known as, or sometimes known as Shanghai Express. This stars Yun Bu, Cynthia Rothrock also has a part. Richard Norton's in there as well. Brilliant movie. Brilliant movie. Hard to get hold of now, actually. A lot of these movies are actually out of print. We have another Sammo movie from the same period as Millionaires Express. We have Eastern Condors. This was a pet project of Sammo's, as far as I'm aware. He always wanted to do a war movie, and in this one, he smashed it. This is a fantastic movie. Check it out. We're almost at the end. This video is going on far too long. We have Jet Li in Hitman, one of his best movies. Oh my gosh. I discussed some rumours that were circulating around certain movies. There were plenty circulating around this movie. Apparently because of favours he received from an actor named Jimmy Wang Yu. Jackie Chan had to appear in this movie for him. This is Island on Fire. This is the least Jackie Chan-esque movie you'll ever see him in. It's not a bad movie, but he's part of an ensemble cast as opposed to being the main star. Definitely worth checking out. Another one, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars series, or Lucky Stars series I should say. Like the others, Jackie Chan and Yun Bu make extended cameos. This is a Sammo Hung movie. Oh, this is a new get actually, New Gen Get In. I haven't actually seen this, so can't really comment on it. And we have, what the hell is this? Well, some Fortune Star. It is The Devil's Treasure. Now, yeah, this is just a random DVD I picked up. That's it for the... Oh, you can't actually see there. Let me see if I can throw some light on something. That's it for the collection of Hong Kong Legends. And my god, I wanted to keep this video short, but it's been anything but... I will be reviewing a lot of these movies in the coming videos. Also, I have some British movies down here, like The Last Seven and amongst others. Let's see what else we've got down here. Just random movies. Thugs, Mugs and Dogs, Cheek Killers, some Cynthia Rothrock movies. What's that? Gojo, that's no, it's a Japanese movie, but I can't remember what it is. Samurai movie, Cash and Curry. Oh, yes folks, Video Holocaust is back with these overly long videos. Sorry this video has taken so long. If you made it to the end, thank you very much for watching. I will have some more proper reviews up very soon, and I'm going to end this video right here as the light is dimming. So, like I say, thanks for watching. I have some more videos up very soon.